Hello everyone, this is Madhu Sirikanda. In this video lecture, we are going to see the introduction of pressure measuring devices, and we will cover some of the pressure measuring instruments. Pressure. What do you mean by pressure? The force, the normal force that is acting per unit area, or the force acting by a flowing fluid per unit area is called as a pressure. And there are varieties of instruments which are used to measure the pressure. But what is the necessary to measure the pressure? Pressure measurement is a necessary requirement in almost all the industries, such as thermal power plants in different areas or components of a power plant system. For example, at boilers, if we want to maintain a specific pressure, so we should know the quantity of that pressure. So we require a pressure measuring device. One more example, under refrigeration, if I want to maintain, the cycle is to be maintained between two different pressures. That pressure calculation is also required. And in nozzles, with what pressure the steam has to reach a nozzle such that it decides the output kinetic energy in the turbines. And in our day-to-day life, the tires of our vehicles, they require some filled with some gas, and to what pressure it should have. So uh, so in all many areas we require these pressure measuring devices. Pressure measurement is required. For that we have to use a proper pressure measuring device or an instrument. Appropriate or a proper instrument is to be used in different in the respective areas. Now uh, pressure measuring instruments, there are different varieties of instruments are there. Before that, we will see how a pressure is, what types of pressures are there. uh, there is only single pressure, but the way of understanding it is different. We got different terminology to understand the pressure: a static pressure, dynamic pressure, and stagnation pressure. Mm, like that, we are having atmospheric pressure, vacuum pressure, gauge pressure. So what is that absolute pressure? What is that we are going to find? So in almost all the cases, the instrument will measure whatever the pressure it measures, the unknown quantity from the measure end. It is called as a gauge pressure. But the instrument measures, measuring pressure is a gauge pressure. If that pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure, it is a gauge pressure. If it is less than the atmospheric pressure, it is a vacuum pressure. Now, absolute pressure. Absolute pressure is the atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure is absolute pressure. In the case of vacuum pressure, absolute pressure minus vacuum pressure is absolute pressure. Here, atmospheric pressure is a reference line whose pressure value is 1.01325 bar on the earth. It's a reference pressure, 1.01325 bar. So when this pressure, this atmospheric pressure is added up with gauge pressure, then we get absolute pressure. And when the vacuum pressure is removed, subtracted from the atmospheric pressure, we get absolute pressure in different areas. No, static pressure. We will see there are some figures. We compare with that, and we will enter into our description. Here we have a little introduction where we what is the uses of a pressure measuring devices: steam boilers, industries, chemical industries processing. So pressure measurement is done in continuous processing industries such as manufacturing and chemical measurements industries. Next, liquid level, to check the liquid levels in the tank. If the pressure exceeds a certain limit, it means that the level of the liquid reached high. Next, to determine the density of the fluids, see flow nozzles, orifice meter, venturi meter, we use the pressure measuring devices. And it is also an indication of temperature. and in day-to-day situations we use in vehicle tires to measure the pressures. Now coming to the types of pressures, see here we have atmospheric pressure, absolute pressure, gauge pressure, vacuum pressure, static pressure, total or stagnation pressure, dynamic or impact or velocity pressure. See here, for in a pipe, a fluid is flowing. For this type of arrangement, and if we connect this to uh, a, a pressure measuring devices, whatever the pressure it measured is a static pressure. Here the flow layers are parallel to the device. Now, in this case, it is perpendicular to the device here. The flow is perpendicular to this device. So when it is this wall is perpendicular, we get some impact because of impact of this velocity. So this velocity, because of that, we get some higher level. So this level is high compared with that of the static pressure level. So this is an impact pressure and this is a static pressure. And the total pressure or stagnation pressure is given by the impact pressure value plus the static pressure. So what are the value we get here? It is as total pressure, and this total pressure minus static pressure will give impact pressure. Now, pressure, next one, atmospheric, this is absolute reference, absolute zero pressure, and this is a atmospheric reference, and this is gauge pressure, and this one is the vacuum pressure. So absolute pressure is, this is absolute pressure for gauge pressure, and this is absolute pressure for, from here to here is an absolute pressure for vacuum pressure. So again, the same understanding is same. Atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure is absolute pressure. Atmospheric pressure minus vacuum pressure is absolute pressure for vacuum pressure. Now, what do you mean by atmospheric pressure? The pressure due to the surrounding air, surrounding atmosphere on the particular bodies is an atmospheric pressure. Next, so we have absolute pressure, gauge pressure, vacuum pressure, static pressure, total stagnation pressure, dynamic or impact or velocity pressures. Next, and instruments that are used for the measurements of pressure, that is gravitational transducers. In gravitational transducers, we have, and in that we have two types: a deadweight tester. This is a calibration machine, and you have a manometer. And other types are Bourdon tube pressure gauge. See this one, elastic transducers, Bourdon tube pressure gauge, elastic diaphragm gauge, bellows gauge to measure gauge pressure, bellows gauge to measure differential pressures. Next, strain gauge pressure cells. You have flattened tube pressure cell, cylindrical type pressure cell, Macleod vacuum gauge, thermal conductivity gauges, ionization gauge, bulk modulus or electrical resistance pressure gauge. So here we have and say here we have some list to for what type of instruments measure what type of pressure, say low pressure, high medium pressure, low vacuum or ultra high vacuum, very high pressures. So it is done by pressure measuring instrument to be used, that is measuring instruments used. And excuse me, manometer, low pressure, Bourdon tube pressure gauge, diaphragm gauge, bellows, high and medium pressure, low vacuum, ultra high vacuum, it is by Macleod, thermal conductivity gauges, ionization gauge. Next, very high pressure, Bourdon tube pressure gauge, diaphragm gauge, bulk modulus pressure gauge. So this type of so different types are there. They use this used at a particular measure end depending upon the magnitude, whether it is low or high, that is maintained. Now coming to the first type, that is gravitational transducer, a dead weight tester. We are having a dead weight tester. This is easiest simple equipment. We do have this equipment in our lab, dead weight tester or a piston gauge. We call it as a piston gauge also. This equipment, the basic principle involved here is the applied pressure force, the pressure force from the bottom is equal to the downward weight plus downward frictional force. Equilibrium, the state of equilibrium is the principle involved here. We should bring the system under equilibrium where there is no movement in the piston, and we'll get the, when we balance when we equate the forces, the pressure force is, we have some terminology, and by using that we'll find out pressure. So that pressure is calibrated here with this test gauge. If I wanted to test or calibrate a pressure gauge, I can use this dead weight tester. Now, what are the parts of this dead weight tester? You have a body here, a structure which holds all the parts. A tester is fixed here. You have a valve, it is under closed position initially. You have a piston, plunger, you have weights, and this is cylinder, a oil. You have a oil pressure medium is oil. Now, so this is the description of dead weight tester. Coming to the its operation, first of all, we keep a small weight, some unknown, some known weight. These weights are known, so we keep some weight, and we slowly uh, start using this plunger, pushing this plunger in downward direction such that it exacts. It is perfectly sealed here, so there is no leakages. So this force will exert a pressure that will induce some pressure in the liquid, and this liquid with a resultant pressure will, which is acting over this cylinder, sorry, this piston, and it will start pushing this piston in upward direction. And there is a point, see this limit stops, there are these 2 points will stop the piston to fall down, come out of the machine. Here, but we should achieve a condition where piston will float in the cylinder. Piston should not touch this lower limit and upper limit stops. Use a selected weight, a known selected weight, such that this applied pressure force must be balanced and recognized with the float of this piston. So that balance is recognized with the float of the piston in cylinder. I think we got it. Now, this upward pressure force is equal to the weights in downward. Upward pressure force is equal to the weight in downward as well as this frictional force. There is a frictional drag here. So what is that? We will see in the next pick. Again, we will come to this one because we need to discuss about this test gauge. See here, under equilibrium condition, he is speaking about in the equilibrium, the pressure force of the fluid is balanced against the gravitational force of the weights plus the frictional drag. So the pressure force, the upward pressure force is equal to its weight and frictional drag. Downward, these two are in downward direction and this is in upward direction. Now coming to the independent individual terms, P is the pressure. So this is when we bring A and we get an expression for P. P is pressure, M is mass in kgs, G is acceleration due to gravity, F is frictional drag. Frictional drag, it is over the surface of the cylinder. This frictional drag is going to act. A is equivalent area of piston cylinder combination in meter square. It is not only the pistons cross sectional area, but also an equivalent area need to be taken. An equivalent area of piston and cylinder combination. Now, what is that? We will see in the previous slide. So this is piston and cylinder. So this is an equivalent area, which is that is what in the expression they are discussing about pressure and area. So that equivalent area will give the downward force. Will balance this downward forces. Now, this is till this process, till finding this pressure, this valve is kept closed. Now we completely open this valve. Because of this, what happens? This fluid enters into this gauge, and this gauge will start showing some reading. So that reading is termed with respect to the pressure that we have calculated. Pressure we have calculated already. So with respect to that pressure, we will calibrate, we will write so and so value of the pressure over this test gauge. Like that, this experiment is repeated for number of for different number of weights, and the same p value is calculated, and again this valve is opened, and repeatedly you will get the readings like we will get a range. We are going to give a range for this device. And in the next class, we will see the types of manometers. So what is its application? Its application is to calibrate the test gauges. And in the next lecture, we will see manometers and diaphragm gauges, or Bourdon tube pressure, Bourdon tube pressure gauge, manometer, and diaphragm gauges.